Okay, so next, please. Okay, as you know, this is organized by Pyeongchang 2018 Legacy Foundation, which was created year after Pyeongchang Olympic on behalf of three organizations, and OCA is one of them. OCA is Korea International Cooperation Agency, together with the two local governments. One is a provincial government, the other one is municipalities. Okay, next, please. So as you know, there are 5 components in this theme. The main one is OCA report, our Common Agenda report by UN Secretary General. And then from peace and from youth and how to implement means very practical question. It's not philosophical essay. This is very practical, how to implement those ideas and proposals. And either in your own country or community or international. You can do both. You can articulate your idea at the level of your country and or international. It can be Asia, Africa, or global. Okay, you can decide freely, depending on your priority and your own interest. Okay, these are the 5 components. So that means you have to read OCA report first and then analyze this report from peace perspective as a youth and practical idea about how to implement. Okay, so next. So the YPC 2020, there are 4 components in terms of substance. Number 1 is a peace and global citizen education program. And then it's talking about SDG. As you know, from year 2020 to 2030, this decade, UN called Decade of Action to deliver the SDG by 2030. So it's important for you to study and understand the SDGs, UN Sustainable Development Goals, and also UN 75. That means year 2020 was a UN declaration on the commemoration of the 75th anniversary of UN by UN General Assembly. So in fact, our common agenda is a response to request by UN General Assembly declaration on UN 75. Okay, so you need to understand more in depth this our common agenda report. You need to know a little bit about peace and also global citizen education, SDG, and the UN 75. But next. So this is SDG 17 goals, and this is a poster of our UN 75. So title, slogan of UN 75 was shaping our future together. And then our common agenda is a response to this slogan, how to shape our future together. And then these are some of the questions. So this is to help you to listen to YouTube more attentively. And then if you listen carefully, the speech by UN Secretary General, so there will be an answer to all those questions. When OCA report launch, and then how many proposals? There's a typo mistake. What is the title of the summit in 2022? So every year there's a summit next year, 2022, 2023, and 2025. So this is a proposal by UN Secretary General. So it's important for you to know what are going to happen from now until 2025, so that you can plan how to participate those summit as a youth. And the Pyeongchang Peace Forum is an important venue to discuss how the different stakeholders, including youth and civil society, can participate in those summits. And then UN Secretary mentioned about 6 great divides. There are 6 great divides and canyons. So these are some of the contents of the UN Secretary General speech, which I'm going to introduce later on. The next one. So this is what he said, the UN Secretary General, when he explained about this, our common agenda, he said, today, globally, these are the 6 different types of great divide, peace, climate, the economic gap, gender, digital, and then generation. So when he presented our common agenda, he said, this is a response to bridge the gap, the 6 great gap, nationally and also globally. So I think you can choose, the essay, this is 3,000, maximum 4,000. It's not that long. So I don't think you can cover all these 6 great divide. You have to choose according to your priority, according to your interest, 1 or 2. But whatever you choose, you have to analyze from peace perspective as a youth. So you can choose climate, you can choose digital divide, but always you have to analyze in terms of peace. Because Pyeongchang Peace Forum is all about peace, peace building and peacemaking. The next, please. So these are the list of the important the documents. And then the YouTube which are going to introduce is there are 2 or 3 YouTube, the speech by UN Secretary General, the report launch video. At the same time, September 11, there are a few other the video clips, the YouTube and also UN TV about our common agenda. The next. And they already introduced this peace and use. So this is a reference document for peace and use. And also the second one is about securing our common future agenda for disarmament by UN Secretary General. Because our common agenda is 2021 this year, but 3 years ago, he made another agenda for disarmament, 2008. This can be also important reference. If you decide to choose topic of disarmament in your essay, I think this is a very important reference document. The next, these are about UN SDGs, particularly SDG 16. SDG 16 is about peace, justice, strong institution, which has a strong reference on peace and human rights. So if we want to address is our common agenda, and in terms of SDG, and then SDG 16 is a very important the goal which you need to take into account. The next one. Next, already introduced the website. Next, please. Okay, so these are this 2021, our common agenda. This is the culmination of all the processes before, So that means there have been similar agenda before 2021. So, but our common agenda is really very comprehensive. So for instance, year 2020, as I introduced, there are 2 important documents. One is the UN General Assembly Declaration of UN 75, and then UN Decade of Action. But before our common agenda by UN Secretary General, there was our future agenda by New Generation Fellow, facilitated by UN Foundation. So in order to help UN Secretary General, this UN Foundation organized a New Generation Fellow. As a group, they were working to produce the youth agenda, in the name of our future agenda. So many of the proposals in our future agenda were reflected in this our common agenda. So you can see the preparatory process before UN Secretary General report about our common agenda. And in 2019, 2 years ago, there was an agenda for multilateralism. And 2018, the agenda for disarmament. And 2018, there was another interesting initiative about peace. The name, the Pathways for Peace. It's a joint program by UN World Bank. And the 2018 Peace Building and Sustaining Peace Agenda. So very interestingly, after adoption of 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, known as SDGs, there has been very interesting development in the field of peace related to the SDG 2018-19. That's why we want to highlight this SDG and our common agenda together in terms of peace, which is the theme of the Pyeongchang Peace Forum. So these are some historical background in terms of agenda development. Next. And this is a compilation of response to our common agenda report. So this is to help you to save your time. So there are a lot of the articles by UN, research organization, and NGOs, and then academic groups. So these are the some of the response. You can have a look, you can read. Some of them are very critical, some of them are very positive. So before you formulate your own content, before you make your own final judgments about this our common agenda, so these are the useful the articles for your consideration. Okay, there are several more. So now, main content of our common agenda. So this is a headline of the report. Humanity faces a stark and urgent choice: breakdown or breakthrough. So this is a slogan. We are at the crossroad: breakdown or breakthrough. The next one. And also, our common agenda calls for urgent action against pandemic, climate change. This is another way of looking at our common agenda. So these are the 12 proposals. No, not yet. Okay, these are 12 proposals. The leave no one behind. Obviously, this is a slogan for SDGs. And second, protect our planet, our environment, and promote peace and prevent conflict. Abide by international law and ensure justice. Place women and girls at the center, and build trust. Improve digital cooperation. Upgrade the United Nations. Ensure sustainable financing, and boost partnerships. Listen to and work with the youth, and prepare. Be prepared. So obviously, number 11, listen to and work with the youth. This is a must, right? Among 12 proposals, you have to read and reflect seriously this one. Listen to and work with the youth. And then number 3, promote peace and prevent conflict. This is about peace. And then boost partnership. Number 10, boost partnership is very important as a cross-cutting. And then this is all about directly, indirectly linked to the SDGs, 17 SDGs. So you have to decide which topic you can choose. But number 3, peace, number 11, youth, these are the compulsory, it's a cross-cutting. Because whatever topic you may choose, you have to analyze, reflect from the perspective of peace and youth. Okay, next one. And these are the proposals. As you see in the bottom, the Transforming Education Summit, this is the 2022. And next one is Summit of the Future 2023. Summit of the Future means it's a youth summit, another way, next generation. So very interesting. For the first time, UN is going to organize the Summit of the Future, but not Summit about the future. You know, naming is very important. Summit of the Future. So that means youth should be the central player of this Summit of the Future. And 2025 World Social Summit. So series of the global summits and also different high-level tracks, the 8 high-level tracks. And then one of them is the Declaration on Future Generation. It's about youth or MZ generation. So now question is, for the Declaration on Future Generation, with you or without you? So Pyeongchang Peace Forum, this YPC, is to help you to participate in these global processes. Okay, let's go to the next one. So this is a summary of this OCA report from the perspective multilateralism. So from multilateralism, they said multilateralism can help to implement our common agenda. Okay, this is an image of the previous agenda, UN 75, and also our future agenda produced by the Next Generation Fellow. Next. And this is a report of securing our common future 2018. Next. So this is about Pyeongchang. You may be wondering why Pyeongchang Peace Forum, YPC, is a part of Pyeongchang Peace Forum, why we chose our common agenda. Because there's a historical reason. So this is a photo of 2020 Pyeongchang Peace Forum. Can you recognize some familiar faces? Tell me, among this about 20 top the leaders of Pyeongchang Peace Forum, can you recognize the person in the middle, first line? Mr. Ban Ki-moon, former UN Secretary General, he was one of the keynote speakers. And then to the left, the woman, no, to the right. Can you recognize this woman? She's from Norway. She's from Norway, former Director General of WHO, World Health Organization, Brundtland. She was the chair of the Committee on Sustainable Development. So she was in Pyeongchang together with many other speakers. And then you can see the governor of Gangwon and also mayor of Pyeongchang. So next. So you see the Ban Ki-moon and then Brundtland was speaking at the Pyeongchang. And then this photo, this is the session, special session about UN 75. This is Mr. Fabrizio, Assistant Secretary of UN. He came to Pyeongchang. This was just before the COVID-19 pandemic breakout. Because Pyeongchang Peace Forum February, so still that time was okay. So he managed to come to South Korea. And then we had a global forum to discuss UN 75. So many participants who were in the Pyeongchang Peace Forum, we discussed the UN 75, this idea, and then share our proposals. So some of our proposals in Pyeongchang Peace Forum were reflected in our common agenda. That's the reason that we want to continue this type of the dialogue and also initiative so that civil society, especially youth, can participate and contribute to global agenda setting and also implementation. So these are group photo. So you can see me also at the right side of the podium. So this banner says campaigning on UN 75, shaping our future together. So this was the 2020 in Pyeongchang last year. So next photo, please. Okay, so it is a youth peace challenge. I wish you all the best. Okay, this is about short introduction to the theme of our common agenda and the other related issues. So let me see whether there are some questions in the chatting room. You can find the YouTube link. To save time, you can put YouTube link in the chatting room. Can you please YouTube link our common agenda instead of showing? It's about 25 minutes, a bit too long. Or you can download from the website. This is a YouTube link. So we are not going to watch together now to save time. So instead, I'm going to invite now. So let me see the chatting room. Is there more questions? For citation, we'll provide. Okay, so thank you for this question. So Gianna from Philippines. So we'll provide the more detailed information about citation. Okay, so the website. So there's some more question here. Presentation PowerPoint, yes. So we'll share with you also PowerPoint by email and also website. But we need to correct some information in the PowerPoint. Okay, there's a question. Are our common agenda the same with the 12 commitment of UN 75? Yes or no? You know, the title of the 12 proposals, our common agenda, is the same as the 12 commitments. So 12 commitment of UN 75, this is the declaration of UN General Assembly. According to this declaration, the UN General Assembly requested UN Secretary General to develop the action plan. So the UN Secretary General formulated action plan in accordance with the 12 commitments, which is a title of 12 proposals. Is it clear? Title is the same, but content are different. The commitment is a promise. Our common agenda is an action plan. That's why our question is how to implement. It's not comment. You know, we are not asking you to read and give a comment, good or bad, relevant or not. That stage has passed. So now, what we need to do is how to implement some of the good proposals which you think important in your country, in your society. Okay, that's the main focus of this essay. It's not academic essay. We are not asking you to philosophical analysis of the issues. Of course, this can be the good basis for your good planning, but main point is action planning. How to make all those proposals reality on the ground. Okay, now, so let me invite some Pyeongchang Peace Ambassadors of 2021. So let me begin with Sean. Can you please introduce yourself and your group? And briefly, you can introduce what you have been doing since the Pyeongchang Peace Forum early this year. And then after you, maybe other ambassadors can say hello to other colleagues and then share your experience and also ideas. Sean, please.
All right, my test. Can you hear me?
Yes, very good.
All right, great. Okay. Thank you, Anselmo, and good afternoon from Malaysia. I'm Sean, a member of the Pyeongchang Youth Peace Ambassador 2021. So I'm going to brief you guys about the Youth Peace Ambassadors. So basically, we are the 10 winners of Youth Peace Challenge in 2021. And there are a total of 7 individuals and 3 teams who are appointed with a year-long mandate to promote the Pyeongchang peace spirit. We consider ourselves as a transnational youth organization as we have members from all over the world, from North America to Asia. Our members come from Canada, Turkmenistan, Indonesia, Korea, Tanzania, Sri Lanka, Pakistan, and the Philippines. So since our appointment, we have contributed and shown solidarity to many parties, including the people of Myanmar, Afghanistan, and the Milk-Tea Alliance. We have a meeting every 2 to 3 months, and these meetings allowed us to decide our next activity and points of focus. So far, we have took part in 2 conferences, published 2 statements, signed an open letter, and donated 1 million won under YPA 2021. So in May, we participated in the Gwangju Democracy Forum that commemorates the May 18 Gwangju Uprising as a group, and in which we held a session on democracy, peace building, and youth. And regarding the statements we published, the first one is to show solidarity to Myanmar and call out against the Tatmadaw coup. And the other statement is a statement commemorating the UN International Day of Peace, which we mentioned Afghanistan, Myanmar, Korea Peninsula, and supported the global ceasefire appeal by the UN Secretary General. Our activities on international level includes being a signatory of the Great Recovery Plan that signed an open letter to the G20 and G7 for better recovery from COVID-19 pandemic. And moreover, I think our activities does not stop on lip service. We have also donated 1 million Korean won to the May 18 Memorial Foundation for the democratization movement in Myanmar. and we have also collaborated with others organizations to advocate youth activism. On 12th of June, we co-organized the Young Asian Voices on the United Nations We Need, a youth regional consultation that gathered over 60 youth activists from 14 countries. And on internet advocacy, we have also published a total of 4 cards to observe the International Day of Peace, UN Day, Human Rights Day, and the International Human Solidarity Day, which was on yesterday. And all of these cards were designed by Sanduni from Sri Lanka. Yeah, I think this is more or less what we did throughout our tenure since April. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Sean. A lot of interesting activities. As is stressed, the Pyeongchang Youth Challenge program is not simply competition or event. It is a process of empowering youth leadership. So let's listen to more the ambassadors about their experience and ideas. Since Sean mentioned about Sanduni, can you please introduce yourself, say a few words?
Yes, Professor, I think I'm audible.
Okay, please go ahead, Sanduni.
Greetings, everyone. I'm Pyeongchang Youth Peace Ambassador Sanduni Dissanayake from Sri Lanka, and I am proud to be a youth representative of Pyeongchang Peace Forum and have been able to advocate Pyeongchang peace spirit. As my colleague said, we had organized and participated many peace and solidarity movements in the past year and contributed to spread peace in Asian contexts and also worldwide. From that, Stand Against the Myanmar Crisis, a session at Guangzhou Democracy Forum on peace building and democracy and youth, and co-organizing the Young Asian Voices on the UN We Need regional consultation, participation of the Global Week of SDGs, and educating people about peace and SDGs from our social media platforms can be highlighted. And I would like to kindly invite you all to join our YPA social media platforms in Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And finally, I wish you all the very best to compete and win the Pyeongchang Peace Challenge and become a part of the Pyeongchang Youth Peace Spirit. Thank you very much, and nice to meet you all.
Okay, thank you, Sanduni. Okay, can you go to the Tanzania? The Imani, are you there? Imani from Tanzania.
Yes, Professor.
Okay.
Hi, everyone, and good morning from Tanzania. I'm sorry I didn't get you at the first time. I heard Imani while you mentioned Imran. Okay. I'm Imani Henrik. I'm a journalist from Tanzania, and specifically I write on the stories based on women, children, and youth, but also people with special needs like disabilities. And I'm also a digital journalist. I'm also one of the YPA Ambassador 2021. And I think my colleagues have spoken like all the requirements, but only that I can say is welcome to the platform. I'm very happy to meet you all, and we wish you all the best. I encourage you to comment, like, and share our content on our social media platform, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, as my colleagues have mentioned. Thank you, and nice to meet you all.
Hey, thank you, Imani. Okay, let's go to now the Sukur, Turkmenistan.
Yes, the plane of peace is now directing to Turkmenistan. Thank you so much, Mr. Anselmo, and I'm so happy to see all of you to be here. So, as you mentioned, Youth Peace Challenge is not about the spirit of competitiveness, but rather than about building the spirit of peace and cooperation, right? And I fully agree with your words and with the words of our like-minded peace builders, our colleagues, YPAs. So in the frames of Youth Peace Challenge, we managed to create altogether this platform both for education and actions. So as we said, since we had such opportunities to spread the words, the credible words about peace, about effective ways how to promote peace both nationally and globally, we also learned, we also went through the path of education. We were learning new information about international agenda, right? About youth peace and security resolution, for example, and etc. And also, as for example, Sean has brilliantly mentioned all achievements that we had so far. It is also the platform for advocacy. So on behalf of such meaningful international body as YPA, we can raise our voices. For example, we has successfully participated and spreaded our message at Gwangju Democracy Forum and also at International Peace Day. Right, and moreover, I would like to say that YPS is a great planetary level achievement for yourself as well. Since we're asked to share a little bit about our personal achievements, I would like to say that after having become the one of the winners of YPS, this has immensely boosted my personality in terms of academic and professional and also personal spheres. For example, there is one competition in Turkmenistan by the Minister of Education, which announces the most active young people in Turkmenistan. And after having achieved this great achievement as one of the winners of this challenge, the minister was so happy to invite me and to award me. So my message is that be ambitious with your ideas, and also, as the Secretariat has mentioned, it's about practical and concrete ideas, right? So I would like to quote the slogan of Pyeongchang Peace Forum: we need to make everything possible to make peace here and now achievable. So be ambitious. Thank you so much. And the floor goes to Chiquita.
Yeah, Chiquita, please.
Okay, thank you so much, Professor Lee, and then the other friends from, that have been mentioned about and also introducing about the YPA. Hi all everyone, I am Chiquita. Basically, I'm an advocate and human rights defender from Indonesia. I also may recognize some of you or some of the participants here, and really glad to meet you all here. And as my friends have been mentioned about the YPA, what is YPA and what we have been done. And also I might be quoting what Professor Anselmo has been said, that I think this competition is not only talking about how to compare each other, but more than that, we learn a lot, so much about how to share about our idea and manage and also join some of the activities that hopefully promote that hopefully we are also promoting the peace and democracy globally and nationally. And even though we actually had a hybrid competition, but we're really glad that after the competition we also connected each other and also did some of the useful activities. Then I hopefully that you are that coming to this competition this year, hopefully that you can continue our what we have been done, and also spreading more peace and in the whole universe. Thank you so much.
Marks by the 5 Pyeongchang Peace ambassadors, and then they will also join YPC 2022 as panel of judges, right? So we'll be working together to read your essays and also join as a panel of judges the group debate. And then hopefully all 5 of you can make to Pyeongchang so that we can watch this award giving ceremony and also their presentation. Just for clarification about schedule, the timeline, Pyeongchang Peace Forum, the opening day will be 22nd of February, and then closing, and then 24th. That means the 3 days. But we are going to give make award giving ceremony day 1, because the last day time is very short. So award giving ceremony day 1, 22, and also presentation of your ideas to the public. And we are going to use a metaverse, because of digital, the different types of the cyber technologies. We are going to use a metaverse system where you can play, the metaverse. We are using this for the first time. I'm very excited about how metaverse can work for your presentation. Okay, so all these 5 YPs, we will watch this metaverse in Pyeongchang in person, hopefully. Okay, thank you once again for your participation and contribution. So let me check before we end the questions in the chatting room. Is there any more question in the chatting room? Okay, no more substantive questions. So I hope it's useful, this orientation. And also we will give you the revised web poster, because yesterday was deadline for pre-registration for today's orientation. But still, colleagues around you can register and submit. Now it's the beginning of writing essays with orientation. Okay, so we will circulate PowerPoint and also revise the web poster. We all will be available on the website. Please visit regularly this website to get all the necessary information in time. Okay, so if there's no more questions, we are going to have a group photo together, but we have a tradition of 2 group photos. One is show our solidarity with the people who are struggling day to day for their democracy and human rights and peace in Myanmar, And also, but Myanmar is not the only country, So we have many other countries like Ethiopia, South Sudan, Afghanistan. But these 3 fingers is a Myanmar, but meaning not only Myanmar, all those who are struggling for democracy, peace, and human rights, and also victims of these conflicts, showing our solidarity. Could you please open your camera? But if you feel uncomfortable, and then it's okay, But if you agree to this our course slogan, please, you have 2 fingers, one for Myanmar, the other one for all over the world. Show your fingers, and then let's have a group photo together. Okay, let's say, I say Pyeongchang, and then you say peace. Okay, I say Pyeongchang, peace.
Peace.
Peace. Okay, sorry, once again.
Peace.
One more time. I say Pyeongchang, you say peace, okay? Pyeongchang,
Peace.
Okay, thank you very much. See you. Bye-bye.